This is a sampling of a keynote that I created while I was student teaching at the Meredith School. It's intended for kindergarten through third grade, and it's about the Nutcracker. I started my keynote with a telling of the first half of the Nutcracker story. The main part that I wanted to teach to them was the Sugar Plum Fairy and her Dance of the Sweets. So I retold the story of Clara and how she came about the Nutcracker, and I did it with the lights low and a dramatic voice, and it really seemed to get the children's attention and prepare them for the learning that was about to take place. One of my goals with this lesson was to really teach them as much as I could. I didn't want to just introduce them to the Nutcracker. I wanted to pull out as many facts and new ideas as I could, mostly concentrating on instrumentation. So the first thing I showed them was the celesta, which is a type of a keyboard instrument. And I told them that it was the sound of the Sugar Plum Fairy, and I identified the keyboard for them, and I had them identify the sound in the song when they heard it. Something I discovered online, which was really great, was a series of Sesame Street videos that introduce instruments to children. And so for each dance, I precluded the video, or I precluded the song of the dance with a video of an instrumentalist playing the instrument that they were about to hear. So the students just saw a video of someone playing the violin, and then I played this song for them, which is the Russian dance from the Nutcracker, and I had them mime playing the violin and also the tambourine. I introduced the instruments, and I told them that this was also known as the candy cane dance, and all the students in the class, I told them, when you hear the violin, I want you to pretend like you're playing the violin, just like the video, and I showed them how to play a tambourine, and I had them mime playing the tambourine when they heard the instrument. For me, this was a way of assessing the students' knowledge of the instruments. I would look around the room, and if I didn't see a student playing the tambourine, I would point it out to them and make sure they knew what the instrument sounded like.
Hello, I'm James Goldway. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Ruby.
Here's another great video that I found for the flute.
That's a nice
This is going
Ruby. Can
to
you play
preclude
something
another
for me?
song which
Well,
highlights the
not
flute.
yet. I can't figure out how to make it work. It's supposed to play music, but I don't know how to turn it on.
I repeated the same process for this song. I had the students mime playing the flute when they heard it, and then mime plucking the violin. And also I introduced a style of playing the violin, which is called pizzicato, where you pluck the strings. So just any chance I could, I really looked for ways that I could present more information to the students.
N is the first letter of the word note. And a note is one basic bit of music.
I'm hip. You got high notes?
This is Wynton Marsalis, one of the masters of modern jazz trumpet playing. In my mind, I figured, why should I tell the students about the instrument when I can have a master do it for me?
And fast notes?
When I could, I always try to find funny pictures to put in my keynotes. Just something to give the kids to latch onto and maybe laugh. I feel like it relaxes them, and it hopefully makes it easier for them to learn. In this song, I introduced the trumpet and the castanets. So when the students hear the castanets, I ask them to play the castanets in the air. Everything you're hearing here is, of course, truncated. The lesson was a 45-minute lesson. At this point, I sped up the lesson a little bit and just showed them images from the dance that pertain to the specific dances in the Dance of Sweets. And we moved on. I wanted to show them a video so they could see what the actual performance looked like. I found this great one on YouTube. I ripped it off the internet and I showed it to them. And I also showed them this a couple times. I asked them, do you remember this song? And some of them remembered it from the beginning of the lesson. And also I asked them to almost fake dance in their seats when they heard certain accents in the music. And we talked about what is an accent. It's a slightly louder sound coming from the instrument than all the other sounds. And when they heard the accents in the song, I had them strike poses. And they really loved that. Lots of smiles, lots of laughter, and it felt like they were really in tune with what I was trying to get across to them. At this point, we also talked about what is a ballet. It's, costumes, it's the staging, it's the music, it's everything, it's the dance. So I also introduced the composer, Tchaikovsky. We talked about what is a composer, and I included a little picture of a piano with the notation so they could see how a composer might write his music. And I also showed them where he comes from in Russia and where we are on a map. Then we did a little review. These pictures pertain to the story I told them in the beginning. So I wanted to bring it all right back to the beginning to create some sense of closure. And after this, we had a little discussion about which songs they liked the best. This way, we could review all the names of the songs and the instruments that they learned about. And it was pretty magical. I had students right up until the end of my placement coming up to me, Mr. Maraldo, I saw the Nutcracker. And so I really felt like it had an impact, and it gave me a lot of confidence to do this again.